Why doesn't anyone use this? Have you ever wondered what's the purpose of this section? This is great! This can be used to control several parameters at the same time. If you're working in PBR, this can help you set up all your maps with consistent values, much faster than doing them all one by one, like when you have several nodes and they must share the same config. With this technique, you can preview your nodes inside your subgraph while maintaining your input connections. Here I have the same exact subgraph applied to all my PBR maps. I need them to have the same configuration, so all setups are matching. If I don't use this, I need to modify every single parameter of them by hand. All I need is a unique parameter that can give its value to all of them. Here I have control over the strokes amount, scale, randomness, etc. This impacts all of my PBR textures, so I'm not confused by forgetting to update a value somewhere or remembering in my head which value needs to be updated with whatever new value and wasting time scrolling through my settings. Also, this node rig is very helpful if you wanna preview your nodes when they have inputs. When you re-enter into your subgraphs with input nodes, you lose your preview. You can't see anything at all. You had to disconnect all input nodes and replace each of them by placeholder input textures so you can see what you're actually doing. And then replug each link before going back to your main graph, and this every time you want to tweak your subgraph. This is uselessly time consuming, so let's automate it. With this switch helper node, I just have to switch the preview boolean to true or false if you want to be in preview mode or input mode. This is clearly a game of time. Let's create the base preview switch. Create a switch color node and two different uniform color nodes. Plug them to the switch color. Let's create an input value node. Change its type to boolean, which can be true or false. This corresponds to the parameter type we are going to drive. Name it preview. When it's true, it will be switching to the preview mode, and when it's false, it will be your input node. You can rename true or false by preview or input. Click the plus button at right of input values tab. Name it #preview. Set it as boolean. Plug the preview boolean node to the new node input of your switch color node. This is doing nothing now. We need to tell the switch button to be driven by a parameter. So, in instance parameters, click the menu button at right and select the newly created boolean variable we just made, #preview. If you want to create a subgraph from this node rig, add input color node. Plug it where the second color was plugged. Select all your nodes and right-click, create graph from selection. Name it subgraph. Let's come back to the main graph. Drag and drop your subgraph on it. Plug your desired texture or color in the orange node input. Plug input node into the white node input. The boolean is now working. You can duplicate your subgraph many times and the boolean input will drive them all at once. This can work for anything. Let's go back again in the subgraph. If you want to add a shared parameter for like a tile generator color, let's add it. Add a blend node to multiply the color switch with the tile. Preview mode to true so we can see what we are doing right now. For the tile generator, let's give a variable to x and y amount. Add an input value named #amount. Set it to integer so it corresponds to the parameter type it will control. Click on the menu icon at right of x amount and select your amount variable. Do the same for y. Add an input value. For now, it's red, because the default float type do not correspond to our integer type. You must set it to integer. Try it. This is powerful because you don't even have to expose it as a graph input, it will do it for you. Copy your integer input to the clipboard and let's move to the main graph. Paste your node. Plug it to amount input for all of your subgraphs. Let's try it. Okay, it's working. And now, plug different colors to your color inputs. Change the amount value. Set preview mode to false. And voila! The beauty of this is that you can have the preview parameter false in your main graph and maintain your preview mode in your subgraph. You don't have to do anything to preview your nodes while working. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful and that it will improve your workflows. Have a nice day. Bye.